you don't lack anything. And just like, I'm making this video as like a quick tip just so that you can get a better grasp of that concept as far as you do not lack anything. That's basically what this video is going to be about. And all that means is if you are verbalizing that you don't have something, or you are the type of person to constantly chase things, regardless if that's like money or relationships or friendships, or if it's like materialistic things, whatever it is, that's what you are putting out, that you are chasing something versus you having the mindset that you already have it. And it's very weird, obviously, because like a lot of this stuff is not something that you were like taught from a young age up into like adulthood. This is something that you're coming into now. And so obviously when you hear that, that's gonna seem like some delusional type of like mystical, magical, crazy stuff, you know. And in some sense, there are some people that maybe, you know, take it in a different direction. And so like from that perception, I can understand how it can seem to be something like out the way. But to a certain degree, it's like, this is like really real. And like, that's the type of mindset that you have to have. And it's not something that a lot of people are going to be able to change overnight. There are some people that can change it overnight because maybe like throughout their life, they kind of felt like there was a different way, you know. But for the people that are having difficulty changing their mind, the way that they perceive certain things, this video is for you. So again, like I said, if you're constantly talking about, I always chase money, I'm always after the bag, I'm always whatever, it's like, okay, you are saying that you are running after something, and you're running after something because you're saying that you don't have it. You're affirming that you do not have this thing. And so there will be situations that will show up to say that you do not have this thing. But whenever you shift into the mindset of you already have that, while you are, you know, doing things within the physical to coincide with that, to work with that, that's when things start to happen a little bit quicker. It's like you can use it all as a tool. Like, it's not just a one and done type of thing where you just do one thing and then everything changes. It's more so like you use all the tools that are provided for you in order to, you know, change certain things. It's like, use it all. Use your energy, use the tools that you can use within the physical, like, you know, networking. There's a bunch of different ways that you can do this. And I just want to say, there's some people that are so far within the journey to where it's like, they might be the type of person where they can do that and it will happen simultaneously because they've built up that relationship with themselves and that ability to be able to do something like that. But if you're a person that does not have that sort of practice makes progress. You know, you can't go from 0 to 100. I mean, in some sense, depending on who you are and what you do and where you're at within your journey, you can, but it really depends. Whenever you say that out loud to yourself about you already having something, that's a part of the process of how you accentuate something into reality. Instead of it just being like a dream or just being something that you are viewing within your mind, just being a vision or just being like an image, that is a part of the process too. Like, if you can envision it in your mind, you can bring it out into reality. But also what's a part of that is being able to verbalize to yourself that that's something that you already have, and you will start to be presented with the tools to lead you to that, like different things that you can do to help you get closer to that vision, versus it just being a dream and something that only exists within your mind. At the end of the day, what you think and what you envision can manifest into your reality through your subconscious mind. It's about how you really feel. It's about how you feel. I always say this in my videos, but it's because it's the truth. Everything does really start within. If you're the type of person that looks at life like it's something that's happening to you, life is just something that happens, you know, versus it being like, you know, life is happening from you, you know, the way that you perceive things, the way that you think, and what you have on the inside, you know, manifests within your reality, including how you vision everything. You know, that's a different perspective, and not everybody can always see from that perspective. But if you're a person that's interested in that and are capable of making the necessary changes to reprogram your mind, you know, where you start to live like that, you'll start to see how the experience of living is completely different. And this is coming from someone who used to think life was always happening to me, things were always happening to me, everyone was always trying to do something to me, that sort of thing, versus it being like, certain things happen, and it's like, what can I learn from this situation, and how can I apply this to overall make my life better? Think of it like this, okay? If you have a certain car that you have in mind that you just would like to experience driving within your life, you would just want to experience what it's like to have a car like that overall, and you see somebody with that dream car. Oh, hold on. Yeah, so if you have a certain car that you want to experience driving within your life, you see somebody with it, and as they drive by, you're just thinking to yourself how you don't have that car, how you'll never be able to work to make enough money to get that car, how you're not like cool enough, or you don't have a certain type of status to even be able to drive a certain car like that, how you're too lame to have a car like that, or just whatever. Like, you're having all these different thought process, or oh, it will take like 15 years until you'll get a car like that. That's what you think automatically whenever you see something like that, and that's what's going to be presented within your reality. And the reason why is because you're going to be doing things to perpetuate what you just said, versus if you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, like, that's the literal car that I'm gonna be driving one day. Like, I literally, basically, I'm already driving it. Like, all I gotta do is this and I already have it, basically. Like, versus having the types of thoughts that are motivating to yourself and are basically presenting yourself with opportunities to where it's like, okay, I can get this. There's different ways, there's many opportunities, there's many options for me to go towards getting this for myself, versus you like having the mindset of that's something that's like completely out of your reach and you don't have it and you'll never get it. If you're always thinking the other way, just think like how hard that's gonna be to even try to move towards getting that for yourself. Like, if you're always having the type of negative thoughts that I just like mentioned before, like, you're not going to have probably any luck trying to like actually going after that. Like, versus if you have the mindset and actually like have the beliefs. And that's why I always talk about, like, it's very important to reprogram your mind and like, heal your trauma and to change those self-beliefs so that you don't have automatic thoughts like that that's coming into your mind and discouraging you from the things that you want. I feel like it would make a little bit more sense if I just use myself as an example. Okay, so whenever I see somebody who's like physically attractive or something, like, I always think to myself like, okay, this person's so beautiful, and like usually I end up telling that person. I never have any thoughts like, oh my gosh, that person's so much prettier than me, they look better than me, like I'll never be as pretty as that. Like, I never have any thoughts like that. And another example is like, for example, if I see another artist, I'll use that as an example. I love seeing people who draw with a certain skill level. If I could use the word better, right? They draw better than me. But I don't say it in the sense like I don't think what I'm doing is good. I literally think I'm the best at what I do. Like, I literally know how good I am at art. But I'm still acknowledging there's people with such like high skill levels, and I'll even tell them as well, I don't see that as something that is out of my realm of possibility. I know for a fact that, like, because where I'm at right now, I know that I can get even better with that. And like, I've had that mindset like for like many years, like especially with my art. Like, I talked about that in my another video, but that's literally something that I've had in my mind, like, where I literally thought I was so good at whatever stage that I was at, and I always saw that as confirmation that I can do even better, and like, that's the type of mindset that you have to have, like, whenever it comes to the stuff in this world. And versus having a lack mindset, thinking that you're not good enough and thinking that you don't have this type of ability to be this good, or you don't have the type of ability to reach this certain level. Like, if you think like that and you have that type of mindset, then it's just gonna be discouraging, and you cannot be that surprised if certain things aren't. Yeah, it's like, if you're thinking like that, it kind of makes sense as to how certain things within your life, if you're not seeing it being the way that you want, it's like, if you're having those types of thoughts that I'm talking about, the negative kind of thoughts or whatever, it's like, that's a part of the reason why, but it's like, And this isn't something that I've just always, now the mindset about my art, I've always thought like that, but everything else, like there's a lot of different things that I've overcame and like, you know, changed how I thought about certain things to get to this level. You know, art is one of those things that I've just always felt like I was good at throughout my entire life, but there's other aspects of my life where it's like it took a lot of work, and it took a lot of like healing and, you know, reaffirming and a lot of different things, you know. So it's like definitely possible, but it's just a matter of like, okay, in order for you to get that, you got to think that you're able to get that. If you resonated with anything I spoke about in this video, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing so that this video reaches someone who may also need to hear this message. Thank you and goodbye.